If you're enjoying this podcast, explore The Calm Operator, a practical survival guide by Steve Barker, published by Books Central. Built for pressure, it helps you stay composed, think clearly, and act effectively in outdoor, urban, and emergency situations. Find the book on Amazon or through the Books Central website. When people think about survival, they often picture fire, food, or rescue signals first. But in a real emergency, one of the most important priorities is much simpler: getting out of the elements. That is where shelter systems come in. Shelter is not just about building a roof over your head. It is about creating a barrier between your body and the environment so you can conserve energy, maintain body temperature, and make better decisions. In this episode, we break down shelter systems in a practical, easy-to-apply way that works. Whether you are deep in the woods, stranded on a trail, or dealing with an unexpected overnight situation, the first step is understanding what shelter is actually protecting you from. Wind, rain, snow, direct sun, and ground contact all drain your energy fast. Even in mild weather, exposure can become a serious problem if you are wet, tired, or injured. A good shelter system starts with location. You want to look for natural protection, avoid hazards like dead branches or flood-prone ground, and think about drainage, wind direction, and visibility. A shelter system is never just the structure itself. It includes where you place it and how well it matches the conditions around you. Next, it helps to think in layers. A strong shelter system usually combines natural cover, insulation from the ground, and a weather-resistant top layer. That might mean using a tarp, poncho, emergency bivvy, or even natural materials like branches, leaves, and brush. The goal is to trap heat when needed, block wind and rain, and stay dry enough to keep functioning. Ground insulation is especially important because the earth pulls heat away from your body faster than many people realize. In cold conditions, a shelter that looks good from the outside can still fail if you are lying directly on frozen or damp ground. Another key part of shelter systems is matching your setup to the situation. A fast, temporary shelter for a sudden storm is very different from a longer-term camp shelter. If you're moving, you want something lightweight, simple, and quick to deploy. If you are staying put, you can invest more effort in comfort, strength, and weather resistance. This is where skill matters more than gear. A tarp can be incredibly effective in the right hands, but only if you understand tension, tie-outs, angle, airflow, and runoff. The best shelter systems are flexible enough to adapt when conditions change. Finally, shelter is not just physical protection. It is psychological protection too. A well-built shelter reduces stress, improves rest, and helps you think more clearly. That matters because exhaustion and panic lead to bad decisions. The more confident you are with shelter systems, the faster you can turn a bad situation into a manageable one. Whether you are improvising in the field or setting up a planned camp, the principle stays the same: reduce exposure, preserve energy, and create stability. At the end of the day, shelter systems are about more than survival gear. They are about judgment, priorities, and knowing how to respond when the weather turns against you. Learn to read the environment, build with purpose, and choose the simplest shelter that meets the need. If you can do that, you're already thinking like a survivor.